to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
Kudos to the fans.
We knew we could always count on those guys to show up and make it an unbelievable atmosphere.
Our fans are so passionate about our team.
He caught it. He caught that ball. That's a touchdown.
3 at the buzzer. Whether it be at the Jane or at PK Park or Autzen or MKA or wherever, boy, did they come strong.
You're a fan of the Ducks. I mean, you need to get involved with that deal.
Top of the arc, 3, 10! Hits one a ton toward the flag.
You can just see it in the way they cheer and the way that they get into the game.
Probably tells you how special Oregon is.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
Fall camp continues here in Eugene, Oregon. The Ducks preparing to face Boise State on Saturday, September 5th. 12:30 kickoff. That means a 10:30 pregame show for us across the Oregon Sports Network. Today, GoDucks.com/experiences went live. You're probably going, well, Joey, what does that mean? It's not just being in Autzen Stadium and getting a ticket. There's other experiences, like running out the tunnel with the Ducks, a video board message, being part of the March to Victory, a halftime experience. There's all kinds of options for you. GoDucks.com/experiences launched today. I encourage you to check out some of the extra benefits. You know, that could be a recruiting violation. Used to be extra benefits was a recruiting violation, but fans, no recruiting violations for you. You just get those extra benefits at GoDucks.com/experiences. Today, we will feature a number of players from the Oregon offense. And we talked with Drew Maringer yesterday, Evan Stewart, Panchola Lulu, about fall camp sort of coming to the conclusion. Game week preparation begins for the Ducks here coming up at the end of this week, actually. And I think there's so many, points to pick out throughout fall camp of sort of like the nuggets, the preview points that we'll be thinking about over the course of the season. And then there's always ones that we think we're going to think about over the course of the season, but then end up not mattering at all. Some of that will be answered in week 1. One thing, though, that has been an encouraging story, and I think will be something we'll talk about all year, is Evan Stewart's return to the football field. Evan Stewart last year injured. Coy Parrish just said after practice today that Evan Stewart is a problem and will be a problem for opposing teams. High praise coming from a All-American caliber safety in Oregon secondary. But I think the smile of Evan Stewart says it all. Guy who's excited to be back on the field. We're going to talk with Evan, also Deputy Athletic Director Lisa Peterson, and we have a debut in the Country Financial Studio today. Oregon volleyball season is rapidly approaching. The Ducks are on the road this weekend, and assistant coach Sarah Smeog is going to join us. Trent Kirsten said to me last week, he's like, hey, let's have Sarah do it next week. I said, that's up to you, coach. And he said, yeah, we're going to have Sarah do it next week. I don't know if Sarah realizes what's in store today. Assistant coach Sarah Smeog will be with us. Let's hear from Evan Stewart, though. I think this is a storyline that we will continue to chat about throughout the entire season. Evan Stewart's return, a joyful Evan Stewart at the podium.
So, less than 2 weeks now for the opportunity for you to get back on the field. I'm wondering, what's your excitement level like?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit jittery right now. Just late night sleeps, just thinking about it, waking up, just hoping the day gets closer. I mean, yeah, just counting the days down. Just a blessing to be here, honestly, yeah.
After spending this offseason, trying to get back and now almost through fall camp, kind of proving yourself that you can get back, is there a sense of pride there that kind of you've been back out here for several weeks now, you can do it at this level once again?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely feel my confidence going up. In the spring, it was more like, they had me in the green jersey. Everybody was saying, he's in a different jersey, but now they took the green jersey off. And this fall camp has been very action-packed for me, for sure. So, yeah, just taking on a bigger role and really filling in those shoes, it's been elite.
Coach Lanning has never answered the question, pick one player who's poised to break out this season, except he did this year at Big Ten Media Days. He said you. So I wonder what that means to you.
was greatly appreciated just because I know that, as y'all know, he never answered those type of questions. So it caught me kind of off guard, too, when people were telling me I had to go and watch it to make sure that people weren't lying, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, he came up to me. He told me, he was like, I never did that before. I was like, yeah, I didn't expect that, but I appreciate it for sure. So, yeah.
Following up with Ryan's question about kind of your return, what are you looking forward to most on September 5th? Like, what are some of the things that you really need to experience that first game?
Just the atmosphere. I just miss being out there with the fans, making that play that, lifts people up out their seats, and just being a guy that lifts people out the seats. Like, that's just really what I miss for real. It's just an energy rush whenever you make those plays and just know you helping and making an impact.
We've heard a lot of coaches speak out about this in the last week or two, but not really as much student athletes. As a current player, what was kind of your reaction to the 5-for-5 loophole that would essentially allow NFL players to come back and play college football? And what's your view on that?
I think I'm with Landon on that one. I don't really agree with that too much. I think, once you play your years and try to prove yourself. I mean, we all got a limited amount of time. So, I mean, once you get that time and you make that decision to go and you think you're good enough to go, you can't really turn back on it. That's how I feel. But, yeah, that's how I feel on it.
I know you participated in spring ball, but can you just go back to the start of spring, fall camp now, just knocking off the rust? Like, you haven't played a game in over a year, and just what's that like of getting yourself back into game ready, which is 2 weeks away, week and a half away?
Honestly, I think it feels no different. I mean, yeah, the time says it's been a long time, but as soon as I stepped on the field in the spring, it was really like, yeah, I never left. That's what it felt like. So, I mean, just all these practices piling on top of each other and playing good competition, I mean, I feel pretty comfortable. I don't really think I missed out on too much now. It's just football at the end of the day, so, yeah.
You're a joyful guy. You're somebody that enjoys the game, enjoys your teammates. Like, where does that come from for you? Where's that rooted?
I honestly don't know. I think I just always like to have fun. I mean, I'm never really too serious because I know, I mean, if you take everything serious, you're going to miss out on the fun things in life. So I just always try to find the good and the fun in most of the things, because you got to think, we play a hard game and we hit, we get hurt. And it's like we putting our lives on the line damn near every single time. So it's like, yeah, you got to have fun with it. And shoot, most of the time, most athletes don't find that time to relax. And so, I mean, I try to be that person where, if somebody having a rough day, they can look over at me, I'm having fun. So it's like, let me just relax a little bit. So, yeah.
I want to ask you about Messiah. Just curious what you've seen from him so far, kind of as a freshman in fall camp, what he's doing to stand out.
He's maturing a lot. I mean, I already knew he was kind of going to be a good player for us in the spring, coming early in winter workouts. Him and Hudson Lewis, they like a dynamic duo. They work together. Like, they're workhorses for sure. And Messiah just then came in and put down his head and worked every single day. And from my understanding, him and Coach Ross have always had a good relationship dating back to when he was at Syracuse. So that's definitely been Coach Ross has been a good person in his ear to keep his development going.
How would you describe the competition between the offense and the defense kind of through fall camp so far?
A whole lot of back and forth competing for sure. Some days, I ain't gonna lie, early on, offense was winning, but lately, defense been whooping us. I ain't lying. But it's been good competition. It's been evened out. And it's always nice to have, knowing that you have a good offense and a good defense, because we can play off each other. And then when you tag in special teams, it's like, yeah, got a pretty good team.
Evan, obviously, your position getting back to this point was never a guarantee. You had to work for a minute, right? You weren't guaranteed a spot back in the starting roster. You had to work for that. And especially considering the talent of this group, I would imagine that required a lot of hard work and effort to be able to get back where you were. Just how did maybe some of the other guys in the room, seeing the talent, the work that you're making yourself, how did that maybe push yourself, understanding you had so much more to maybe catch up on that you missed, to propel yourself to where you're feeling maybe more confident than ever heading into this season for you?
I think one thing that I really honed in on was I am the oldest in the room, and I do have most of the snaps in the room. So it's like, yeah, we're competing for spots, but when we talk about experience, I mean, I have the most experience here. So it's like I just leaned on that and just knowing my understanding of the game and adding on to it, it was a jack of all trades. So, I mean, the more value you got, yeah, you can do a lot. So, yeah.
Drew Maringer was talking about how he's got an idea board, a spot for ideas on his office or his room. Have you seen this idea board? Have you added to it? Have you heard any ideas that have been added to the idea board?
I couldn't tell you what's on that idea board, but I will tell you, Coach Drew really got that. Like he got a big brain. He always spitting out ideas. He's always spitting out new plays. So honestly, on that big board, he might have some unimaginable stuff. I gotta go look at that. Now that you just said that, I'm gonna go look at that.
We'll follow up with you next time we see you about that idea board and what you saw. Can you share kind of your perspective? You mentioned kind of being the most experienced in this room, but what have you seen from DeCorian and J-Mac, who are both kind of stepping into a bigger role and had, I guess last year was an opportunity? What have you seen from those two?
For surely with J-Mac, I've definitely seen, I watched J-Mac grow up since I got here. I mean, he redshirted the year that I showed up, and he was actually on my visit whenever I visited. So I've watched J-Mac grow over the years. Last year was a big step for J-Mac, as we all know. And this year, I mean, it's really just been being a leader slash, you know what I'm saying, an older guy. Cause I mean, he ain't really that old, but you know, he been there. He been here for a minute. So, and then when it gets to DeCorian is just, you know, being coachable, just still growing into his maturity. And he's a dynamic player, as we know. So it's really just honing in on his talents and building every single day is what I've seen. And that's what he's doing. So
obviously the spring was your chance to start building, you know, on-field chemistry with Dante. And obviously you guys have a close relationship. How has, you know, that rapport with each other, you know, solidified in the fall?
I would say we've been hot for sure. I was talking about him the other day with my pops. I don't think I've had this type of connection with a quarterback in a minute, dating back to high school, honestly. He throws a very nice ball. He knows what's going on. He's very elusive. He's a gamer, so it's fun. It's fun to play with a guy like him for sure. And this fall camp has like really showed me like what I was missing out on last year. So I can't wait.
We knew that Gatlin was going to have to knock some rust off after coming off of his mission. It sounds from coaches and players like things are starting to click a little bit for him this fall camp. Is that the sense that you've gotten?
No, for sure. Gatlin's also another to go with Messiah. Him and Messiah have definitely been working too. Gatlin's very smart. That's one thing that definitely helped out him whenever getting back and knocking the rust off. Because I mean, the physicality for Gatlin, it was always going to be there. So the mental that Gatlin got has definitely helped him, and he's definitely stepping up and making plays.
That's Evan Stewart. You can just hear in his voice how excited he is to be back practicing. And when asked, what are you looking forward to? The atmosphere at Autzen Stadium. Going to be here before you know it. Just over a week away from returning to Autzen against Boise State. Some news today. Big Ten Conference announcing the unanimous adoption of a conference rule to prohibit football players who have signed a professional contract, were on a professional roster at any point, or declared for the NFL draft as an underclassman without withdrawing from maintaining eligibility for athletic competition at a conference institution. The conference continues to evaluate potential rules restricting professional athletes in other sports from conference competition. That coming from the Big Ten Conference today. News update. As we send it to a break, and then we're going to find out what else is new around college athletics in the last 5 minutes with Deputy Athletic Director Lisa Peterson on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
With a new Toyota from Toyota's National Sales Event, you can turn your end-of-summer scaries into end-of-summer woes. Pack a picnic into a 4Runner and hit up a stunning mountain vista.
Whoa!
Haul a bouncy castle in a Tundra.
Whoa! I'm king of the castle!
Or take a BZ to an amusement park with friends. Whoa! Keep your woes going this summer in a new Toyota.
Event ends August 31st. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
I just got a text asking me to approve a bank transfer I didn't make. I bet you get messages like this too. So much of our lives are online today, from email to banking and everything in between. To make sure my information was protected, I checked out CISA's Secure Our World website for simple steps to stay safe online. Now I know how to protect myself from scammers, and you can learn too. Go to CISA at cisa.gov/Secure Our World.
I've been driving trucks for a long time, and safety is my #1 priority. I know that my truck has huge blind spots. That's why I remember to check my mirrors often for smaller vehicles. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're behind the wheel, try to avoid lingering in those blind spots. It can be dangerous. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
It's Athletic Director Tuesday. Deputy Athletic Director Lisa Peterson is in the Country Financial Studio. She was here at 1 o'clock. Actually, she was here before 1 o'clock.
Well, Joey, I don't want to be late.
We appreciate that. In live broadcasting, if you're late, it's what we call dead air.
I mean,
if you were late, I just would have sat here just like this.
Yeah, right. You just sat there and said nothing. That doesn't ever happen. I can call your wife, and I'm sure that's not ever happen.
Apparently, even when I sleep.
Exactly.
Who knew?
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that. You've trained us very well. You've trained us very well. So
I don't know if that's good or bad. It's funny. I try to schedule the what I call the corner office, the C-suite folks, the AD suite folks. I usually go like 6 weeks out on your calendars.
At least.
Because otherwise
It
ain't happening.
It's true. It's true.
Like if I asked you to come on the show, if we were doing the show tomorrow, you'd be like, nah, I've got 9 hours of stuff.
You're right.
Yeah, so I tried to get ahead. It was Jody Sykes who said that to me once. She's like, no, you're smart to do that because otherwise you'd never see us.
It's true.
I said, yeah, I get it.
You're right. You're right. You know what you're doing. I mean, it took you how many years?
A lot.
Yeah.
Still figuring it out. Aren't we constantly building the plane while we fly it? Isn't that just the reality?
Amen. And you want to know what I said to my colleagues? I thought, growing up in this industry, I saw the people that were on the downside of their career, and I was like, gosh, I can't wait till I'm on the downside of my career. You're gonna get to coast, right? You're gonna get to, live the good years and coasting. And I'm over the 30-year mark, and I thought I was gonna be coasting on the down years, and that's not what's happening.
Yeah.
It's not what's happening.
What advice do you give to 20-year-old who might get into college athletics?
Run. No,
okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
That was funny. That was good.
No, it's a completely different industry now than it was when I got into it. I get asked all the time about it though, actually, and I still believe in college athletics. So I just think you have to look at it differently than what I did.
Yeah.
And if I were to do it all over again, I'd get a law degree.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly in the role that I'm in right now.
Same.
But I think that there's a lot of ways that can help you, no matter what area you want to go into, in college athletics. But I would definitely get a law degree.
You just think
if I
about
agreed to it.
Think about the amount of contracts. One, that's always been a thing, but now even more so. And just you read the news, and there's some judge who's making a judgment on something related to college athletics these days.
Weren't
right?
we just talking about that?
Right.
Yes.
I mean, it's the reality though, and I will say you and I have had similar conversations like this before, and a lot of us have, where it's changing. The only constant is change, whatever cliche you want to pull. However, I will just say, everyone for the most part is still here, still in it.
Yeah.
Must still love it.
Absolutely. I mean, because again, it's the student athletes, and it's still the experience. And, I still believe in what we stand for. It's the sport. It's the adversity. It still teaches you all the things that you can prepare yourself for whatever comes next. Because at some point, the sport is going to end.
Right.
And it's going to set you up for that success. And I still truly believe in all of that.
Deputy AD Lisa Peterson, our guest. What'd you do this summer?
what did I do this summer? I mean, you know, we sat down, we were like, it's August, and then we're like, no, it's almost September. And I was looking back and I was like, what did I do? Because it feels like it just went by so fast. I mean, if you think about it, though, we had
a lot of
track
events
for a really long time.
Yep.
We had some amazing things that, you know, got to happen here with the Savannah Bananas and Zach Bryan and, you know, some really big things. But I stayed afloat, which I think that's a positive, right?
Bravo.
Right?
Well
Like,
done.
I think that's
Well done.
That's what got to happen.
We don't want you submerging in the Mackenzie or the Willamette
You
or any
know?
other body of water.
Right. And
it's good.
We had some pretty good weather. It was, I mean, that was the best time to be in Eugene, let's be honest. We had that 1 week of bad air, and I think it's pretty good.
Rob and I were talking about this a few weeks ago, that adding those other events at Autzen, it just gave us another community event.
Absolutely.
To occur around here.
Yes.
Which is saying something.
Yes. And, you know, from the other side of things, the revenue side of things, I would like us to have more of those. You know, no pressure, Duncan. But if we could have
Mike, good luck.
3 to 4 of those a year, we'd be set.
Yeah, but and the reality is, a beautiful venue is sitting there.
Absolutely.
Right? And you think about the 7 Saturdays and how special they are.
Yes.
That will never change.
No.
But you do have a community staple that can host these sorts of things, much like Matthew Knight Arena, right? You
Absolutely.
talk about concerts and
Yes.
that staff.
Yeah, for sure. Our event staff probably does not think that we should keep adding. And yes, kudos to them. If I think where did the summer go, they absolutely. I mean, you know, from graduation to these events, and now we're rolling right into sports. Soccer has their first home contest on Thursday, which really can't wait for that. Come out and watch them take on the Beavs.
Oregon State.
But you know, they've had a crazy summer.
Well, and to put it in context, like quickly aside, one of the conversation points that I've heard from a lot of folks around the department that we work with was like even the transition, usually after a football game, there's a lot of time to get ready for the next one.
No.
With the Savannah Bananas, it was a very tight turnaround.
Very tight turnaround.
So bravo to everyone that made that happen.
And
seriously.
then Zach Bryan, if I understand it right, we had 40 trucks that were here for Zach.
That sounds right.
So throwing a CFP football game is going to be nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
You
And
know?
Dante Moore's used to being on stage.
Yeah.
That's great. Right?
Exactly.
That's great. I mean, he was probably the most comfortable person on the stage up there because he's like, oh, this is Autzen. This is it.
Exactly.
This is what I do.
Exactly.
So that's what
Right.
you did this summer.
I
A lot of
did.
events.
And
a
I
lot
got
of
to
events at Hayward.
There were. Oh my gosh. Right. Our track team and a lot of, you know, at the U20. So a lot of incoming.
Cool.
Yes. Our heptathlete finished second. Throwers, Joey, are doing well. Men's and women's discus throwers, a gold and a silver.
A special place in Lisa's heart for throwers.
Exactly.
For
Well,
historic
of course.
reasons.
Exactly. And then Mikolos, you know, he's just setting Diamond League records and doing all those things. And, you know, fingers crossed he's back here wearing a Duck uniform.
That's right.
Which is phenomenal. And then cross country, I met with the cross country team yesterday. So
nice.
Here we go. Like
That's-
we're really in it.
That's always the fall sport that the way the schedule falls that begins competition last.
Yeah.
Soccer always is first,
Yes.
then volleyball, then football, then you get cross country going, then students return, and then suddenly we're getting ready for winter sports. It happens quickly.
Exactly.
It does though.
I know, gosh, but when you say it, it's just like, here we go.
Yeah, but
I love it.
I will say, I know that there's lots of conversation about this, particularly in the academic circles. I like being a quarter school.
Absolutely. The only, if there is a negative, the only negative is that we're not guaranteed to have our student section full on our first football game.
I hear
if
that.
That's a negative. If there's a negative, that's the negative.
I hear that. Also, for spring sports, I admit that it's a little more difficult if you continue competition
Yes.
late into the year. You have
Yeah.
finals, right?
Yes.
Like
Our
you're hosting
track
track
team.
and field
Yes.
championships at Hayward Field.
And they're taking finals.
They're taking finals.
Yes.
I totally understand that.
Yes.
But you got to take the final at some point.
Right.
It has to happen at
That's
some
true.
point. It's just
That's
you
true.
know, I always loved being a quarter school, and you mentioned like the great weather in
Yeah.
September, for
Yeah.
example. So students, your lease probably started September 1st anyway.
Right. Come back. Come back.
Come back. Harry's here.
The-
Broadcast
Yes.
intern extraordinaire. He's already here, and it's not
Welcome,
even
Harry.
September yet.
Yes.
Not even September
Exactly.
yet. Well, we talked
Yeah.
about the summer. You had something else.
Well, yeah, and one of the other things that we did this summer was we went to Chicago for the football media day,
Right.
and I love it because last year it was Mateo, you know, who was stepping out of his comfort zone, and this year it was Tatum, and you know, going there, Coach asked Tatum if he was nervous, and he said yes. And he knocked it out of the ballpark. He was
good.
He was so good. And so then when we came back and he did our media day, I asked him how it was, and he's like, oh, that was a piece of cake after going through the Big Ten. But I love it when, there's always one that, Dante, he has to do it. Jamari, we can talk about that at another time. One of the things Coach said is don't go viral. What does Jamari do? Goes viral.
In Jamari's defense, Coach Lanning went viral too.
He did. And you know what? You talk to Nate, and I'm like, Nate, and he goes, I didn't think I had to prepare for those kind of questions. Nate's credit. I wouldn't have thought so either. But Tatum, he was really good, and I think it came natural to him. Yeah. He just had never been put in that position, and so that's what I love is those kind of things. For people who don't even know that they have it in them, when they get those opportunities, and he did such a great job. And one of the really cool things was, and this is another thing that I love is, so at the Big Ten, they have some people that have their podiums, and then they have some people at their tables. Well, Tatum had so many people that he should have been at a podium instead of at a table, and so I just think that he showed them where he should have been.
We call it the media day tour. Because there's a couple days. So everything that you see for the most part at Autzen Stadium that involves a student athlete was probably captured actually right through there.
Yes.
Over the course of a 2-day period.
Right.
And it happens over the course of then the whole season when you see it. However, Tatum was one that we picked to have come in, sit in that chair, do the studio interview.
Oh, he did it?
He did great.
Oh, yes.
He did great. And I will tease, we have plans in place to have him and his dad do the coaches show the same night.
Yay.
I thought about doing it last year, and I went, we'll see. And now this year we have to.
You have to.
The two of them
and he's
together,
prepared.
It'll be great.
Yeah. I love, those are the moments that I love is when, again, he gets put outside of his comfort zone, and he knocked it out of the park. So
we're going to talk more college football. Deputy Athletic Director Lisa Peterson is our guest. I will let you think about this now.
Okay.
What's changed in college athletics since we last talked?
Oh, my God.
Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Winning doesn't happen by accident. It takes a playbook, one that works when the pressure's on. For 35 years, Morgan & Morgan has been that playbook for the injured, recovering more than $35 billion for our clients. This season, we're proud to partner with Oregon Athletics, because in football and in the courtroom, the right playbook gets results. Morgan & Morgan, proud partner of Oregon Athletics. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you. 10150 Southwest 6th Avenue, Portland. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark, and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Duck Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Deputy Athletic Director Lisa Peterson's with us in the Country Financial Studio. Big question.
Yeah.
What's changed since we last talked to you in
Well,
May?
I mean, do you want to go back to college and play sports? I'm sure we can find a local judge.
I mean, if I was good enough, I mean, look, if I was good enough, yeah, but I'm not, so I can't.
I mean, I feel like that's
Isn't it amazing,
what
though?
happens every day. Yeah.
I hear you.
I mean, that's that's latest, and that's why you saw the statement from the Big Ten is that that's what we're not going to allow to happen in the Big Ten, which I'm very grateful for.
Coach Lanning said as much too.
Yeah, what I think that people forget that we do have high schoolers that are coming out that are trying to go play college sports, and the 5-for-5 already had an impact on a class, and we have roster caps that aren't changing, and things like that, and
it's
so
a domino effect.
Absolutely. And just think of those kids. Like, I have a niece who's in high school, and she wants to play sports in college, and you just keep pushing that back, and I'm sure everybody can think of somebody like that. And so just I think if you've had your opportunity, I think you should go on to whatever's next and let those that now have that opportunity to get their chance to play in college.
And it seems to be that's what the consensus, I guess, has been. I mean, the Big Ten, it was a unanimous vote today.
It was. So. And there was, I think, a statement from the SEC where I don't know if they took a vote, but I think they came out with a statement that said something like that. And ours, there's going to be penalties if you play someone who had signed that contract and things like that. And so there's all of that kind of stuff that's going to keep happening. I think, the Colorado case, the California case, Louisiana case, like you can pick a state. I think that there's going to be a case, related to that. And so that's an ever-changing world. And
is it going to calm down? Do we know?
I
don't know.
Palms
up in the air.
Don't you think? I think that until it gets shut down completely, I think people are going to continue to try.
Yeah.
But if a lot of the conferences do what we just did, and there's no place for them to go, maybe.
Right.
But I just think, again, you had your chance is the way that I look at that. So
and that's just one of many dynamic situations throughout the landscape.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
How do you keep track of it all?
Call Jody.
Jody Sykes. Bravo.
I mean,
seriously.
Yeah, because it literally is every day, it feels like.
I saw Jody in the hallway yesterday. I hope she won't mind me telling this story. And she asked me or somebody else actually asked me how I was doing, and I gave like the playful, like joking smile, like.
Yeah. Right.
And Jody just laughed and went, "That's the fakest smile I've ever seen." And I said, "Well, that was kind of the point, but Jody, I just wonder if you have that smile in you sometimes too."
And she said every day there's a new injunction.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's just exactly that. Because I think there's so much conversation about so many related topics, right?
Yes.
But there are some differences between everything that you're trying to keep track of throughout the landscape, right?
Yeah. And I think that we all, and I mean this, sincerely, I think that everybody in college athletics just wants some stability in everything. And I mean that sincerely. Like I mean that for the coaches. I mean that for the administrators. I mean that for the student athletes. I mean that for the people that want to play sport. Like everybody, just some stability where what tomorrow looks like without having to read the headlines, so that we can let's just play sports and do that.
So it used to be that around this time of year, the most complicated thing in this vein was like a rule change in football. So this year there's a new, trust me, it's going to impact somebody maybe week 0, but potentially week 1. It's going to impact a game.
And I don't think we're calling it week 0 anymore, Joey. It's just the new week 1.
Okay. The first football games that start coming up Saturday, there's a new fair catch kick rule.
Oh gosh.
I'm serious. Like this is the stuff that used to be the most complicated in terms of like a changing landscape. There's new targeting suspensions that can kick in.
Yeah.
And so that used to be the most complicated thing that we talked about this time of year.
Yeah, I know. Or kick times, right?
Yeah. Controversy.
Yeah. Controversy.
Kick times.
Yes.
12:30 though on Saturday, September 5th. We know that one. And then an early one, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. local time against Oklahoma State on the road.
I know.
Be back in time for some dinner.
That will be great.
Yeah, that will be fun. Okay, we have yet to talk about actually
the football team.
That too, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
what
excited?
Else did you want to talk about?
Well, I had that on the list.
What was the other thing though?
Well, track and field.
Oh yeah. Oh, we did.
Yeah, I know we did that.
Oh yeah, we did.
I didn't have anything else.
Oh, football. I know. I'm really excited about football.
Wait, did I miss a bullet point? No, that was it.
Okay, I just want to make sure. No, really excited about football.
It's gonna be a good team.
It is gonna be a good team. And what I think is so interesting, like when you watch us scrimmage ourselves, is we're so deep, and it's so hard to see which side is better because we're so deep on both sides.
Yeah.
And I really can't wait for everyone. I can't wait to watch us play somebody else, first of all, and for everybody to just, get a chance to watch us. Don't wait. Go get your tickets. Make sure you get to see us in person. Like, it's really going to be a special year. I know we keep saying that, and I'm sure everybody's feeling a lot of pressure when it comes to all of that. But just, I think for me, the opportunity that I've gotten to know, these players and this staff in a different way, like it means something different for me because, I don't know, I just feel connected to them in a different way. And I'm just so hopeful that everyone stays healthy, that they go out and they have so much fun. But I just think that the success that we have the potential to have, it can really be a lot of fun, and you don't want to miss out on it. Like, cause I don't know that a group like this, I think it's hard to put together something like this, and I just think it's going to be pretty amazing.
Stacking a lot of special years, and then could be a really very special year.
Yes. And again, just with the personalities and the people that we have and the leaders that we have and the newbies that we have, like, whether that be freshmen, transfers, whatever that looks like, and then the people that absolutely could have left and didn't and came back. And I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
She's Deputy Athletic Director Lisa Peterson, and she probably has another meeting to get to.
But I always love coming here.
Well, thanks. We appreciate that. We
Yeah.
try to have fun. I don't know when your next road trip is, but
Actually next week, and it's only an overnighter. So
duffel bag.
I could.
Yeah.
I could. And I probably won't even overpack. That's a lie.
Remember my dead air comment?
Yeah.
I'm dead airing right now. There's no way. There's no way.
You're not going to make a comment?
No.
Because you know that I'm going to overpack.
Deputy Athletic Director Lisa Peterson is our guest. In about 6 weeks, she'll be back again because, we schedule ahead.
Yes.
We try.
Yes.
At least. Lisa, thank you for all you do.
Thank you for having me, Joey.
Thanks for being here.
Go
Up
Ducks.
next, a first-timer in the studio. That means a 2-minute life story. Talking volleyball next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills, we're more than just a country club. We're where family, fun, and connection come together. Enjoy our award-winning course, vibrant year-round events, and the warm camaraderie of fellow members. Our all-inclusive event spaces offer both indoor and outdoor settings, perfect for weddings, business events, holiday parties, and more. Whether you're in search of championship golf, lively social gatherings, or simply a welcoming community to call home, Shadow Hills is the place where you belong.
Hey Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial.
Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Don't let biased algorithms, or degree screens, or exclusive professional networks, or stereotypes. Don't let anything keep you from discovering the half of the workforce who are stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time to tear the paper ceiling and see the stars beyond it. Find out how you can make stars part of your talent strategy at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Sarah Smeog is in the Country Financial Studio for the very first time, Oregon volleyball assistant coach. When did Coach Kirsten tell you that you were doing this?
About right after he got back last week.
Okay, so Coach Kirsten walked out of the studio and he goes, I think I want Sarah to do this next week. And I was like, Coach, whatever you want, your call. So no pressure.
No pressure at all.
Yeah.
You know, he sets the bar really high, so.
Don't tell him. If you're watching right now, Coach Kirsten, Trent, let's see if you get welcomed back after your staff.
I appreciate that.
Did he warn you of our tradition?
No.
Good. So we ask you, because you're a first-timer in the Country Financial Studio, to tell us your 2-minute life story.
Okay.
You walked by the leaderboard on your way in.
Okay.
You could. We've had a few people get really close to dethroning Bo Nix from the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
You could knock Bo out of the top 5. He did it in 1:53. The goal is as close to 2 minutes as possible. It's not Price is Right rules. You can go over. 2:01 would be the second best we've ever seen.
Got it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to time you.
Okay.
Ready,
You just tell me when. Okay.
Hey, Mark. Get set. Go.
All right. I grew up in Corona, California. I have a brother, and my parents, they still live in Corona. My mom is from the Philippines. My dad is from Orange County. I played volleyball since I was 13 years old. I played softball before that. My dad was my coach. Played at San Jose State, where Trent was my coach for 3 seasons. That was super fun, obviously. Coached at LMU for 2 years prior to this, and now going into year 2 here. I feel like this is way under 2 minutes, so I'll throw in a fun fact.
Yes.
I am a yoga teacher.
Okay.
And I was a vegan for 9 years. Yeah, so those are my fun facts. I'm done.
Efficient. 48.17 seconds. Efficient.
All right.
Efficient. So we find, though, no offense to somebody like Trent, like you're a little older, it's easier to fit in 2 minutes.
That is true.
Right?
That's true.
So I have multiple follow-ups, and you can imagine now why I do this. Because it's one thing to read your bio. It's another thing to hear what you're proud of.
Yeah.
Okay, so softball first, then volleyball.
Yes.
Why? What happened?
I was just like a softball player since, I don't know, I could really remember. I played t-ball with my cousins, and then my dad started coaching me. My mom played softball. My dad played baseball. So
Diamond family.
Yeah. I just want to do my own thing, and that's kind of just consistent in my life. And so I found the sport that my parents just had no idea about, and then just made it my thing.
And clearly it worked out.
Yeah. Thank God.
So then, you go through recruitment. You end up choosing San Jose State. So I'm curious now. We get a unique view of Coach Kirsten through your eyes for our fans.
Yeah.
Because you were recruited by him. You played for him. What was that version of Trent Kirsten like?
Yeah, I wasn't recruited by him. He actually came in the middle of my sophomore year.
Well, he said to recruit you to stay on the team.
That's true. That is true. He did. That's actually one of his favorite stories to tell. Is about 2 weeks in, he, we needed some help, as a team. And he comes in, and we see this guy. He's 26 years old at the time. And me and Mia Schaefer, who is one of our setters and also played for us at LMU, her and I were like, okay, let's have a meeting with him. We corner him, and we're like, so what's your vision for this program? And he's like, oh my God, it's been 2 weeks. Give me a second. And we're like, okay. And so obviously we trusted him, and that was a really
good for you all.
Yeah.
Good for you all.
Yeah, that was probably the most the biggest impression of myself that I had on him.
Awesome.
So, yeah, but he really is just amazing leader, amazing mentor. I discovered my best volleyball being his player during our 3 years, and really started to understand what high-level volleyball is. And so that was super fun to me, because I grew up in an area where the volleyball was okay at best. I didn't even think I was going to play college volleyball at the Division I level. And so, he just kind of unlocked this new world for me. And obviously, I enjoyed my experience so much. And not to say it was perfect. Obviously, from that interaction, we will go back and forth. But at the end of the day, we align so much in our values and wanting to be empathetic, but also striving for greatness.
I think it's so cool, though, when you end up then working as an assistant coach for someone that you played for. Because I'd imagine that's a unique dynamic in that you've seen him grow in
Oh,
a way
yeah.
too,
Yeah.
right? So now you got to tell us something about that. Like,
Yeah.
how different is he as a coach compared to 26-year-old Trent Kirsten who
Yeah.
had that meeting with you after
Yeah.
2 weeks on the job to now?
Yeah, I think what's really cool is he's still the same person. Like, he's still like a goofball. He's still
Trent? No.
Yeah, I know, right? Gosh, hard to believe. But yeah, he I think one of my favorite things that he says about coaching is I will be a better coach in 5 years than I am right now. And so that's how we kind of attack every day. And so if he didn't change, then that would be an issue, like as a fundamental for the tone of our program, because that's kind of what we preach to the girls every single day. So yeah, it's been really cool.
Sarah Smeog is our guest, assistant coach, Oregon Volleyball, a 2-minute life story that we will continue to expand over the course of your career here. So you decide then to go coach. Why'd you decide to be a coach? How'd that happen?
Yeah, so basically Trent was planting some seeds in my brain as I was going through my 5th year. And I was like, no, because my dad always said, like, you'll be a great coach one day.
He was a coach.
He was a coach as well. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Like, one day maybe I'll coach, like, the littles or do something like that. I never thought that I would be coaching at the collegiate level. But, Trent got to LMU or got the job at LMU and called me as I had my car packed, headed down back to my parents' house, which I was like, I love my family, obviously, but I'm a very independent person. So I was like,
yeah,
okay.
You said you wanted to go do it your own way.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. So as I'm driving home, he's like, look, you want to come coach with me or not? And I was like, yeah, I do, but let me think about it. He's like, okay, I'm going to call somebody else tonight, so just let me know. And I texted him back within 5 minutes. I was like, I'm in. I'm pretty sure that's all I said because, in my heart, I knew, he asked me what's important to me as we were going through, my 5th year, and it was to impact people in a positive way. And what better platform to be able to do that as, a young woman in sports with people that, I've been in their shoes at one point. And so I want to give them the best experience possible in their own way.
So he was planting those seeds.
Yeah.
Right? Did your perspective both of what a coach is change when you became one?
Oh, 1,000%.
Really? So how did it change?
Yeah, I did not understand how important recruiting was.
Oh, really?
I obviously you want to get the best players, but I didn't understand how much time and energy and forward thinking you have to have as a recruiter. And also the relationships that you need to build, because it's not just you bring these random people together and then
it works.
Yeah, it works. You have to understand how the pieces are going to be put together, and then looking forward, which is a little bit harder now, but into 4 years down the line, for their entire career.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm always amazed at people that go into coaching, right? Because it is such a difficult competitive landscape. But then the teaching aspect, I feel like almost to a person, every coach is but I love that part of it. Is that a big part of it for you?
For
you like
sure.
teaching it?
Yeah, I think what keeps me wanting to be better as a coach is when somebody is struggling, say it's passing. I focus on passers and floor defenders. If someone's struggling to get a skill or get a certain ball and finding and I keep saying the same thing, it's obviously not working. What I'm saying is not working. It's not a them problem at that point, it's a me problem. So being able to get creative and look at the game at different ways, look at different points of inspiration, whether that's from other sports, whether that's from other levels, being able to draw something up and try something new, and if it works out, it works out. If not, we're back to the drawing board. That's, and then when they finally get it, it's oh my gosh.
It's the most rewarding
yeah.
thing. Yeah, it's the most rewarding thing. Talking volleyball with Sarah Smeog. You talked about, your time as a defensive specialist, a libero, and working with the floor defense with this team. I remember talking with Coach Kirsten about this a lot last year, and just that dynamic, how important it is in volleyball. Because I think in every sport, right, the offense tends to get maybe a few more headlines, though probably it shouldn't at times. But how about that dynamic of just this team's defense? Tell fans a little bit about it.
Yeah, super excited for this group of, I'll say liberos and our outsides as passers. Our libero group has gained a lot of experience. We have Natalie Fukumoto, who's coming back, and Reese Shepard, who's coming back from their first year last year. Myla Ribeiro, who's coming from ASU, and then Lizzie, who's a freshman, but just being surrounded by a group of more experienced back row players has like really elevated her game as well.
Sure.
So it's really been a fun group that's very curious and like again striving for greatness.
I think that it's always so underrated in your sport, the passing ability. Like, most underrated aspect of the game.
Yeah, I think that people like will pass a good ball here and there and be like, oh, it's not that hard. But being able to do it consistently over and over again, especially against some of the amazing servers that we have in our gym and then that we see in our conference in preseason, like it's pretty gnarly. Yeah.
I'm glad that you can give some credence to that opinion that I've had, because I've always felt like in volleyball, you know, you talk about like, okay, you hitting at the high point or at the perfect point at the net is so challenging. It's all challenging, but the perfect pass off one of those hits, how do you teach that?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, I think
not that I'm trying to learn and get better myself.
Maybe, maybe in the future you can join one of my adult league volleyball teams.
You don't want that. Don't want that. Don't give them any ideas of segments on the show, Sarah.
Yeah,
don't do it.
I love it. Yeah, I think with anything in sports, it starts with your vision, and so that's a skill that is very hard to teach, and honestly is pretty innate in the most like elite athletes. But it starts there, and then it's about rhythm. It's about like being repeatable, because that's what volleyball is, and you're just doing the same things over and over and over again. But how great can you be at those things?
How excited are you to play someone that isn't wearing an Oregon uniform on Thursday?
So excited. I think the girls are like over the moon to be able. Obviously, we're gonna have to travel a bit to Missouri, but I think they're going to be riding a high of like, okay, yes, like it's time to like really get after it and show what they've been working so hard on for like the spring, for like this preseason so far.
I said Thursday. My mind is on Oregon soccer playing at home.
Sorry.
It's Friday at 4 o'clock in Missouri, and it's a longer road trip for y'all to start the season. Being there for a few days with one off day, I think, right?
Yep.
Long schedule.
Yes.
You excited though?
Yeah, it'll be great. I think, like I said, the girls have been training. They've been not even just training their bodies. Obviously, they're killing it in the weight room. They're killing it on the court. But really working together to elevate each other mentally and as a culture. I think it'll be a great test, and I think we're going to learn a lot on the road for 6 days. And it's gonna be great.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, and then a couple days off of matches, but I'm sure practicing and all the important things. And then Tuesday, I should say maybe one of the bigger matchups in terms of Big Ten, SEC. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Missouri is the opponent. I won't get ahead, though. I won't ask for the scouting report because that's still a few matches away. Keys to success this season. We have about 30 seconds left. What do you think it's going to take to have a successful run here for the Ducks this year?
Yeah, I think what we've been focusing on, the fundamentals of the game, serving and passing like you've been talking about, and just using our strength and hitting the F out of the ball is like what's going to be really important for us to, sustain like as much success as we want to.
Sarah Smeog, Oregon Volleyball Assistant Coach. Bravo! Well done. See, so when Coach Kirsten was like, yeah, Sarah's got this, like, don't worry about it, clearly. So you're welcome anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
If you ever want to just sneak in front of him, come in, he comes in, you're here, like, we're game.
Perfect.
Safe travels.
Thank
Best
you
of
so
luck
much.
This season.
Thank you.
Sarah Smeog, Oregon Volleyball. All right, we're going to come back. I mentioned soccer. Rivalry coming up. Tracy Joyner is going to join us tomorrow. Keep it here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
We know you turn to the Duck Store for all your game day needs. And for students at the University of Oregon, it's even more. Class supplies, jobs, a seat on our board, a place to take a quick coffee break. Because we're your student-first, non-profit college store, every purchase you make directly supports the very community we serve. From working in our counters to studying in the classroom, from directing our stores to cheering in the stands, the people we serve, the students, are the very people who are the Duck Store.
Back to the Country Financial Studios in 60 seconds. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
Plan on flying? It's time to upgrade to a Real ID. Because in order to board domestic flights, your driver's license or state-issued ID must be a Real ID, or you'll need another acceptable form of identification. So don't wait. Find out how to get your Real ID at tsa.gov/Real ID. That's tsa.gov/Real ID, or visit your local DMV. And then you'll be cleared for takeoff.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
I'm coming home to the place that I remember, back to the land of my first love. Would you spread wide your arms for this wayward son? I left my heart.
We're back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Trent Kirsten just sent me a video from the volleyball offices. Apparently, there was a conversation around the length of Coach Smevog's 2-minute life story, which was the under 2-minute life story. And there's some push-ups because people went for the over. Oh, that's funny. I'm glad that it's funny. I feel like we have done the 2-minute life story enough that I always am like, people are going to start to say, like, yeah, obviously I've been briefed, like I know. And that's happened. Like, I'm looking at Scott like that. People have come in and they're like, oh, yeah, I know what I'm prepared for. I like that we can keep a little bit of mystery. That's great. Best of luck to the Oregon volleyball team. They're hitting the road Friday, Saturday, a couple days in Missouri, then an SEC matchup the following Tuesday. That means we'll talk to Coach Kirsten here in a couple weeks when the volleyball team gets back. Mention soccer. Tickets are available. Oregon State is in town on Thursday, 6 o'clock. We'll see you at Pape Field. Tomorrow, Coach Lanning meets with the media after practice as fall camp continues. See you then.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different,